the waves will come a crashing, I'll be on the beach and casting on the high hook. When no one else is catching, I'm the only one with action on the high hook. Where the land meets the sea, that's where I'll be. Anywhere there's surf, that's my home turf. Hey there, friends and neighbors, this is your old pal Slab High Hook Jackson saying, you ain't living, not even a smidgen, if you ain't surf fishing. So if you want to know where to go, what to throw, how to throw, what to throw it at, you just keep your eyes and ears right here on the Slab Jackson Show. We're going to tell you all about that. All right, let's talk about what's been going on the last few days, and let's also talk about what the future may bring. Well, you know, on Tuesday, May 22nd, I was driving down to Jones Beach. I wanted to check out Field 10, see what was going on at the inlet. Well, let me tell you something. On Wantor Parkway, by the time I got to the second Wantor Bridge, there were a load of birds just banging bait that were just underneath the bridge there. Oh, man, they were within my casting range, so I pulled over. You know, there's no legal place you can park over there. But anyhow, I get out of the truck, the gnats are all over me. I mean, in droves. I mean, there's no wind. They chased me back inside the truck, to be honest with you, and I kept looking out at the birds banging the bait while I was fending off a couple of gnats that got into the truck. I tell you, it was terrible. Man, I couldn't fish there. I just couldn't, so I had to go on my way to Jones Beach. And I checked it out in Jones Inlet, what was going on. They had some bait guys pulling in some skates. They were also pulling in some sea robins. Over at Field 10 at that time, there wasn't too much going on. So what can I tell you? By the holiday, man, I just had too many chores and family obligations. I didn't get out to fish very much. I didn't do much out there. It was windy, it was rainy until it finally cleared up a little bit. But you know what was interesting? The Discovery Channel had this show all about mermaids. So, you know, they have evidence of body parts and they have film footage. Well, I was at Robert Moses last year, and man, all of a sudden, looking for a place to work the ocean, well, you take a look at the footage. This is exactly what went on. There is no doctoring of the pictures I took. There's no Photoshop here. I just snapped the pictures, and you're looking at the pictures unaltered. Just take a look here. I went to Robert Moses on Friday just before the Memorial Day weekend just to check it out. And they had signs everywhere. Restrictions here, restrictions there. Well, I finally got on the road, but I had to pull over and read a couple more signs. They had all sorts of things about staying off the dunes and ice and beach grass, and finally they were telling me that I had some access to the inside of the inlet. But I really wanted to work the ocean. And it was foggy, but I tried to make my way up to Demo Point. I couldn't get close. They had it closed off even before the jetty. And then all of a sudden, there she was. Or there it was. Oh, that's a seagull on the right, but that's something else right there. And I tried to get out of the truck and get a better picture, but it saw me right away and disappeared in the suds almost instantly. I took a couple more pictures. I looked around, but she was gone. Well, it was gone anyhow. Hey, friends, that's some interesting footage I took, and I give you my word, I did not doctor any of those photographs whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying I got pictures there of a mermaid, but I don't know what it is. Do you? Anyhow, I got down to Robert Moses on Tuesday the 28th. I wanted to see what kind of access we finally got. Well, you know, you can go out to the ocean and you can go right up to the jetty. But if you want to get out to Demo Point, you're going to have to leave your truck at the jetty. You're going to have to walk the remaining distance. When you first come in, you got that back bay, you know, the back side of the inlet that leads to the back bays, of course. And they made it much bigger, so you got a lot more room to drive in there. They made it longer than it was before. And there were lots of boats out there fluking. I didn't see much going on in the way of bluefish or whatnot in the area. But the same day I went over to Jones Inlet, you know, it was about 2 hours before high tide. The rain was going to come in. And I dropped a fish about 8 to 10 yards in front of me. It was about the size of a small blue or a weak fish, but something didn't look right about it, and honestly, I'm not sure exactly what it was. But there were other people that were doing well. You know, on Wednesday, I went back again. And this time I was hoping to catch this fish again because I couldn't tell what it was, but I didn't have any luck. But take a look at the clippage here. You know, Dave was doing good with the fluking. All righty, I'm over here at Jones Inlet, and this gentleman caught himself a nice fluke. What's your name, my friend?
Dave.
All right, Dave, nice going. That's Vic over there on the right. All right, couple of more of the Sharpies here. Beautiful. Very nice, Dave. All right, good luck, man. All right, the fluke fishing's picking up, and Dave was doing a good job out there. And, there was so many guys on the beach that just didn't catch the picture. There was Matthew out there. There was Breezy Bob. A lot of good guys that are real local Sharpies, let me tell you. All right, so I started to work the North Shore after that. I got up to Sunken Meadow on the 30th, and there was lots of bait at my feet. You can see that the birds were working bait way out in the distance, way out past my casting range. Anyhow, I did manage a whole bunch of sea robins, but I did catch one 18-inch bass up there. What can I tell you? The next day on the 31st, I went up to Crab Meadow, see what was going on. And, just take a look at the footage right here.
All right, take a look at this. He's just a small little bluefish. There were little splashes all around me, and I kept trying smaller and smaller lures until I realized that this crippled herring was the thing they were looking for. Evidently, they weren't big. They were looking for small bait. This guy is one of the local Sharpies. His name is Roger. He knows his stuff. He also caught a nice little blue on his teaser.
All right, I always have a good time at Crab Meadow, and there's always good people up there as well, All right, so, Hey, before we go into the forecast, I did get an email here from one of our viewers, Mr. Pistol Pete, and take a look. He caught a nice bass here, Pistol Pete. Great picture, great picture. All right, he writes, "Dear High Hook, hey, what are you carrying in your surf bag?" Good question. Take a look at the picture.
All right, take a look at the picture here, folks. The Dutch Masters on the right top, and the extreme other side, the left side for that Avon product, that is the Skin Soft that keeps bugs off you. I don't use it very often, but maybe you have a lady friend with you and they'll prefer to use that. I like to light up a Dutch Masters cigar and just let it burn right in my mouth there while I'm fishing. It keeps the bugs away from my face. I don't have any problems. They hate it. What can I tell you? It works. All right, just to the left of that, let's start with the lures that I put in that tube there. And that's a popping plug. It's a little beaten up, but it does the job. What can I tell you? There were two swimming plugs, the Chicken Scratch Bomber and that other one. I got 2 diamond jigs, a little different sizes and different colors as well. There's a crippled herring right next to that. Now, that yellow and white lure is a special lure from Brooklyn Bait that I'm testing, as well as the 2 blue lures just to the left of that yellow and white one. All right, they're from Phase 2 lures, and one is a popper, the other is a topwater needlefish. All right, now, in front of the Avon is my line cutter, and on the tabletop, of course, is the pliers. But underneath the line cutter is a jar that I got some pork rind in. And they take care of the 3 bucktails that I carry, maybe a ½ ounce, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, and I use it depending on what the current's about. In the middle there, I have some teasers, some extra leader material, some barrel swivels. Hey, you never know. To the right of that, I have some soft body shads with different size lead heads. And the item to the right, that is blue, underneath the Dutch Masters, that's a thermometer. I throw that in the water a lot in the springtime and the fall. And the black and white item just to the right of that, of course, is a knife. You never know when you need one. All right, in the foreground, I have some soft plastics. They have very light lead heads on them, less than a ½ ounce. And I got a couple of things that look like a spearing, something that looks like worms, some other little items in there. Sometimes you try to match what's out there and that the fish are eating, and you become more successful that way. So I try to carry these type of items. All righty, Pistol Pete, there's a little bit more, so hang on.
All right, friends, so you can see pretty much what I carry in my surf bag when it comes to lures. But there's a couple of items right here in the front that are special, and some of them are optional, of course. The first one is, well, listen, if it's not bug season, you don't need your bug spray. If you're not going to be fishing at night, you don't need a light. The other item I carry is, I carry this all the time. This is a prototype from H&H Fishing Tackle. Look at this. It has no profile. It has no weight whatsoever. Look what this thing unfolds into. Look at this. That's right. I call it the Robinson Crusoe. Look at that setup. It is just amazing what this H&H Fishing Tackle can do. I mean, can you just hear your wife or your girlfriend saying to you, if you go out fishing one more night, don't bother coming home. Well, you don't have to worry about it. You got the Robinson Crusoe. Look at that. You're living in the lap of luxury out there. And if it's summertime, you just get the optional mosquito net. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. So I got to tip my hat to H&H Fishing Tackle again for another innovative product I wouldn't have thought of, and it packs away in my surf bag like it's nothing. All right. So I'd like to say a happy birthday to Matthew and Persil out there. Happy birthday, many, many more. I'd like to talk to you quickly about the surf forecast. You know, guys, wherever I go now, whether it's the North Shore, South Shore, I see bait all around. Fluke is out there starting to attack vigorously. You still got blues. You still got some bass out there, especially at night. So, hey, find yourself a little time. Go fishing. You can't go wrong. And when I see you on the beach, say hello. I'll get you on the show. All right? I was born high on a dune, on a high tide full moon. I'm high hook. There ain't no denying that when the fish are frying, I'm high hook. Where the land meets the sea, that's where I'll be.